Hi, today's video is an evening feed routine. I thought you guys might like to see it. First thing we feed is Purina Complete 16%. We have tried other Purina rabbit feeds, such as the Show, that type, and that has worked for us, but we found this meets more of our needs. We feed half a cup per day to the Polish. The Holland Lops and the Mini Rex do tend to get a little bit more. This is just an old scoop that I had laying around the house. I did not go out and buy anything fancy to feed them. We also add Boss or black oil sunflower seeds. They just get a small pinch. That's just the little container I keep them in when I go to feed, just so it's a little bit more convenient for me. No, this is not how much I give each rabbit. I just figured I would show a few of them. But I know it's recommended they get like 6 per. I do not count that out. I literally just give them a small pinch and go on with my feeding. First I fed Coco. She got a little over half a cup. I am feeding Baldy now. That is just what we call her. She still has some feed left over from the previous night. My husband fed the night before. This is not an uncommon occurrence when he feeds. If there is feed left over like that, I will only give them a small amount, if any. It depends on if it looks like they ate any. Lily, our next rabbit, I really make sure she has a lot right now because she had a kit a couple days ago. Unfortunately, the kit did not survive, but I am keeping her on more feed right now because of that. She is not lactating, obviously, but I don't want her to lose condition either. If I notice her starting to lose condition, I will buy calf manna. She does not need that at this time. I am feeding the stacker cages right now. I just fed Maple. Maple and Bunny Sue tend not to eat as much as the others, and they don't eat in front of me as much. I don't know if they're a little bit more nervous, a little bit more jumpy. I'm getting ready to feed Cookie. She is our daughter's Holland Lop that she absolutely loves. She is over in the sacker. I just realized I forgot to feed Tally Ho. She is down on the bottom, and I do tend to forget her once in a while down there, and I had just realized it, so I fed her quick. Now I'm going back over to Cookie. Our daughter just absolutely loves Cookie, but she is a foodaholic. She absolutely loves food, acts like you haven't fed her in forever. Chance right next to her is good. Sometimes he finishes all his food, sometimes not. He's pretty chill. He's pretty low-key. I'm getting ready to feed Troll. He has quite the appetite. He does play with his dish. That's a not an uncommon occurrence that I have to reach in, grab it. But I don't mind. He's a sweet little boy. He really is. He is going to be on the bigger side, though. But he's going to be a nice breeding buck for us. And now I'm getting ready to feed Tuck. Tuck is crazy. He has so much energy. He burns it all off. If you'll notice, everything in his cage is zip-tied. There is constantly poop in his feed dish and his water dish. I don't know what he does at night during the day, but everything's a hot mess in there. And so I do have to give him a little bit more feed because he burns it off. I did give flaxseed, as I just showed you. We did not notice enough of a difference for us to continue giving that. Unfortunately, I still have a very large quantity of it, but I got it at a very good price, so I'm not upset at all. But we ended up going back to the sunflower seeds just because we did not see any difference in giving the Boss comparative to the sunflower seeds. We just thought the flaxseed, sorry about that. the sunflower seeds were more beneficial for us. Now I'm starting to give hay. Some rabbits like the hay a lot more than others. So you'll notice some get very large handfuls and some don't. Coco likes hers on the bottom of her cage. A lot of the rabbits have hay mangers. They do very well with these, majority of the rabbits, especially the smaller ones. We feed a grass hay. It's more readily available in our area, and our rabbits do well on it, and they like it. Timothy is hard to find in our area. We have found it, but it's just not as easy to find, and it tends to be more expensive in our area. So that's why we feed this. This is what I get from my horses as well, my ponies, and so everybody does well on this. I am giving the other does, Sprinkles and Lily, hay now. Sprinkles should have a litter in about 2 weeks. I believe she gets her nest box on the 10th, so not quite 2 weeks, but it'll be a couple days after I give her the nest box. I am giving Maple her hay now. The entire stacker minus Tuck has a hay manger. I'm giving Bunny Sue her hay now. She really likes hay. She's a hay connoisseur. And all of them have hay mangers. We have found we like the hay mangers. They do occasionally get stuck in the bottom of the cages, and the bottom wires down by the bottom of my hand, we do not hook. You're supposed to put them through the cage and then hook the top hooks over the cage wire. I don't hook the bottom in. You'll notice I don't put them through the cage. I just hook at the top. This way, if the rabbit wants to tear it down and play with it, they can. And due to that fact, it does occasionally get caught on the bottom of the cage. It's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker for me to use it. Not unless the rabbit's really being obnoxious with it while I take it. They really do well with it. And some of the rabbits, without them, soil their hay more so than eat it. And I don't like them to waste it that way. And it just makes for a really, really messy cage. I'm feeding the hay to Tuck now. He really likes hay. Again, he likes all food. He really does. Now I am starting to dump the waters, as with his food and his hay. Tuck messes in his water every single day. I'll find poop in his water. I'll find pee in his water. I'll find hay in his water. It's a little bit of everything with him. It really is. This is why I like to get Tuck out as much as I can. He really has to burn off a lot of energy. I am going to start training him to be our next hopper, our jumper, because I feel he really needs an outlet for all of his energy. More than just, getting out of his cage. I really think he needs something to keep him busy. So as I'm checking waters, I'm checking for anything low. I'm checking for anything dirty. They do tend to put their hay in their water. Tuck and Chance tend to be my only two that really soil their water. Everybody else is more just hay and normal dirt kind of particles. You'll notice some of them have a larger water dish. The rabbits that drink more get the bigger water dishes, and some it was just by chance that that's what they got. But I really like these water dishes that go through the cage and have the clip that goes on the outside. I do like them because the rabbits cannot get them off the side of the cage. So if you have a rabbit that is more prone to playing, this is the type that you would want to get, because they can't get it off. They can tip it to the side a little bit and dump some of the water, but even that's very minimal. But they cannot physically get them off. At least none of our rabbits have ever been able to get them off the side of the cage. And they're very easy for us to get on and off. They are too big for a carrier, at least for the carriers we have. They're too big for us to take to the shows, but they work really well here in the Rabbitry at home for us to use them, excuse me. That was Maples that I just showed you. She does not drink that much water. Put that water just happened to be in there for her. She does well with it. The Polish really aren't massive drinkers. And they don't tend to be really dirty rabbits either. They don't tend to soil theirs. Now I'm getting ready to refill the waters. We use a watering can. Yes, the top of the watering can is broke. My husband felt that the hole on the top was too small and took it upon himself to make the hole larger. It actually did make it a lot easier than for us, but, you know, I don't want to admit that. So anywho, we refill this. We have not had a lot of freezing weather, so it's really worked out. When we do, we will just simply dump this when we're done at night. We won't keep it completely full. And then every time we go out in the morning and the evening, we'll just take a water jug, or a gallon jug out with us, and then we refill it. Use what we need to use for the rabbits, and then just dump it. It's not a big deal for us. But I like using the watering can because it fits nicely through the bars of the cage. If you'll notice, I do spill a little bit. It's minimal. And I did spill a little bit more than normal because my husband had fed the night before. And so the watering can was really full. So when it's that full, I do tend to spill a little bit more. But honestly, what I do spill goes down into the trays. So it's not an issue, especially if it's not freezing weather and it's not going to freeze really bad in the trays. So, but I have found that makes it very easy. Now that I'm done doing that, I check what's called hay, food, water door. I check all the rabbits. I make sure they have hay. I make sure they have food. I make sure their water dish is filled. And I make sure their door is shut. I have never had an issue not shutting their door, but occasionally I will find where I'm just going along doing my thing and I have forgotten one. I have forgotten to water one, or I have forgotten food in one. So I like to double check. Oh, here's Coco. She is just so sweet. She loves any attention and affection you can give her. She is a Holland Lop. She is an absolute doll baby. This is Lily. This is the one that lost her one single kit the other day. We did try to save it, but unfortunately, I was not successful. This is Sprinkles. She is the one that she gets her nest box on the 10th. I have not checked her to see if she's had some weight gain, so I don't know if she took. This is Bunny Sue. She also is due to have a litter at the same time Sprinkles is. It will be her first litter, so we're kind of curious to see how she does. I will be swapping her and Baldy's cage within the next few days so that she gets a nice big cage for her nest box. This is Maple. She is one of my little favorites. She's just so tiny and petite. I carry her around in the bonding scarf quite a bit. I started that because she was skittish, and now she's doing a lot better. This is Cookie. We were going to show her, but we opted not to, and now she's just gonna stay. And here's Tuck, the boy with all the energy. He is just so sweet, but so energetic and so full of it, but we love him. So thank you for watching, and please try to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us smaller channels out. Thank you.